Alright guys, we're here in SB Gym with the legend Germaine de Randamie I, MMA royalty here in Utrecht. You know who it is, it's ChampsTalk. Germaine, how are you?
I'm very good, happy, healthy, I'm in a good place.
It's a busy day at the gym today.
Yeah, but it's always busy in this gym. But now all the fighters are here, you know, and just people general to get just a little bit of a taste of how it is to train here and to train with such great champions.
And how long have you been at this gym?
Wow, I was already with CE training previously in his old gym, and way back in my kickboxing days we used to train together at Citan gym, so I'm talking 25 years ago.
Wow.
So we go back so long, so long.
And just for the viewers, when did you transition to MMA?
It's funny that you asked me, because yesterday I had a conversation about this, so I had to think. I think 2011 I fought my first MMA fight in Miami. I got submitted. I fought a Brazilian black belt, and then because she ripped my arm in two pieces, because I didn't want to tap. I thought I can get out of it, but no knowledge of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, and then I didn't fight for a year, came back, did kickboxing, and in 2013 I fully transitioned to MMA.
I mean, you've got such a long career full of so many highlights. What fight for you stands out the most, or all fights?
Rotterdam. Fighting on the first UFC card here in the Netherlands. And the Netherlands has a very picky audience, not in a bad way. I mean, we are spoiled here with so many great, awesome fights. So you really have to perform. And the moment I walked out the tunnel as the first Dutch fighter on the first UFC event, first ever in the Netherlands, the crowd went nuts. You know, they carried me. And it doesn't matter who was in front of me, I was going to beat anybody. Anybody.
Yeah.
So definitely that one. Absolutely that one.
So the atmosphere. Recently you retired. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I was supposed to fight in France. So I told myself I was going to retire December 1st, the 31st, 2024. After such a long career, you know, the motivation was a little bit less because I have a full-time job. So I'm a mom, I have a full-time job, and I have to prepare myself for the highest level of competition, you know, no sponsors, you know, it takes a lot, you know, getting older and having to do that, having a full-time job, being a mom, it took too much of me, you know, and then you gotta, somewhere in between, you gotta leave holes. And I knew I left holes in training, you know, you come back from work, you're tired, I wanted to bring my son to bed, and then you're tired and be like, I'm not going to train. But at a UFC level, you cannot think like that, and especially not. I'm a former champ, so everybody wants to beat the champ. So you always have to take that extra step because everybody wants to step over you and make it to that next level. So I decided, you know, with no sponsors and dealing with so much stuff around fighting, you know, I cannot be the best version of me anymore. So that's gonna be it. So I was supposed to fight September in France. Got injured, so I begged the UFC, please let me fight before the end of the year. I told them, I even was open and straight, I'm like, I'm gonna retire. You know, I can't do this. I want to be a super mom, but I cannot prepare also having a full-time job. And then they told me there's no space on the cards anymore. So they wanted to let me fight in January. And normally, if it comes to me, I'm always like, okay, whatever. And this time I decided, no, I gotta stick to what I said to myself, and I gotta retire then. So I told them, I'm like, if you're not gonna let me fight, really. So I begged them, I asked them a couple times, please let me fight. And they said there are no spaces left. I believe they should. I believe there was a possibility they could move somebody for 3 weeks and push me in, but they decided not to do that. So I decided, then this is it. Not the way I wanted to retire, but you know, that's life. Sometimes it doesn't always go to how you planned it.
Oh, I think for any young women out there, any young people out there who are, thinking about this route, is there any like advice or tips that you can give them from your experience?
Yeah, my advice is if you want something, go after it. Fight for what you want, and it's never going to be an easy road. Fighting it's a tough road, and there's always going to be people that be like, oh, you can't, and you won't be making it, But you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going, And if this is your dream, go for it. Don't let anybody stop you. Just go for it.
I think in the interest of time, let's call it there, but I would love to discuss technique with you some other time.
Let's do so. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
ChampsTalk, als je knokken niet meer krijgt uit je kop. ChampsTalk, ouwe hoeren zoeken rem op de klok. ChampsTalk, voor mijn strijders en mijn vechters pas zinnen. Ga lekker zitten en laten we beginnen met de ChampsTalk.